Hello, everyone. Welcome to a wonderful weekend. What we like to call Super Wild Card Weekend. It's a great time, great weekend. A lot of football going on. Got a lot of things to cover. We got wild card games. We got first round buys. We're just going to talk about the wild card games right now. We're not going to talk about the Packers. We're not going to talk about the Titans. They're next week's game. They're number one seeds for a reason. We're going to talk about the wild card teams, which are the Las Vegas Raiders, the Cincinnati Bengals, New England Patriots, Buffalo Bills, Philadelphia Eagles, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, San Francisco 49ers, Dallas Cowboys, Pittsburgh Steelers, Kansas City Chiefs, Arizona Cardinals, and the Los Angeles Rams. That's a lot of teams. But, it's the NFL playoffs. This isn't the college football playoff. It's not this four-team crap. It's the NFL playoff. It's so much better. But starting off today, Saturday, January 15th, 2022, at 4:30 p.m., on NBC. You got the Las Vegas Raiders taking on the Cincinnati Bengals. And the spread for this game, 6 points in Cincinnati's favor. One thing interesting about this game, both teams are very, very hungry for a playoff win. The Raiders haven't been in the playoffs in a while, and the Cincinnati Bengals are tied for the longest playoff win drought in NFL history, which is 30 years. They've gone 30 years without winning a playoff game. That's absurd to me, and I don't know. We'll see what happens today. We'll see what happens tonight. Below freezing temperatures will most likely favor Cincinnati. Temperature is going to be around 30 degrees for tonight's game. It's going to be cold. Cincinnati, they're going to do better in the cold. Both teams are 10-7 coming on the year. But an interesting fact is one of the Raiders' 7 losses and one of Cincinnati's 10 wins is their game they played back on November 21st. Cincinnati Bengals won that game 32-13. And yeah, Joe Burrow, Ja'Marr Chase, I think they're going to go off and they're going to have a good game. The only thing that I think is going to damage Cincinnati in the playoffs is their lack of offensive line depth, their lack of an offensive line at all. I think that's really going to harm them in the playoffs. I don't think they can make the Super Bowl, but I do have them winning tonight's game against the Raiders. I'm going to pick Cincinnati Bengals because I think Ja'Marr Chase is going to go off. He's going to have a great game. He deserves Offensive Rookie of the Year. I don't think he's going to get it. I think Mac Jones is going to get it because of quarterback bias. But I think Ja'Marr Chase, I think he's the best Rookie of the Year. I still think the Bengals should have gone offensive line. I get it. It's Ja'Marr Chase, and he's popping off for you. But, you need an offensive line because you have your franchise quarterback, Rashawn Slater. If offensive lineman could win Rookie of the Year, Rashawn Slater, honestly, I don't know. Moving on. Tonight's other game at 8:15 p.m. on CBS. The New England Patriots are going to Buffalo in the 6-degree weather to take on the Buffalo Bills. And the temperature is going to be below 10 degrees all night with an average of 6 degrees. Spread for this game is Buffalo by 4.5. Mac Jones. Trey Lance is in the playoffs, but he's not starting, so I'm going to say that Mac Jones is the only rookie quarterback starting in the playoffs. I think that's, you got to give it to him. I wasn't a Mac Jones fan coming into the draft. I'm still not the biggest Mac Jones fan, but you got to give it to him. He's good. One thing for the Patriots, they are very injured, severely injured. Jacoby Myers, Dante Hightower, Adrian Phillips, Isaiah Wynn, and Jalen Mills are just the notable names. There's more. Those are just the notable names. Buffalo, on the other hand, has nobody out, no injuries, no injured reserve, no COVID list, no nothing. They're fully healthy. Once again, the below 10-degree temperatures, and it's Josh Allen versus Mac Jones at the end of the day. Sean McDermott versus Bill Belichick. I'm taking Bill Belichick in that fight any day. But right now, Josh Allen versus Mac Jones, I gotta take Josh Allen, and I'm gonna pick the Buffalo Bills to win this game. That's my pick. I think the Buffalo Bills are moving on. I think the Patriots have had a great season. I think they're a great team. And I think if they were healthy, they could win this game. But looking at their injury list, I think that's going to be the main difference in this game. And that sucks for Patriots. That sucks for Patriots fans. But it's just the way it is. This is how sports work. You have guys hurt. I really hate it for the team. I really hate it for the fans. I really hate it for the players that are hurt. You fight all season, get in the playoffs, and all of a sudden you can't play in the playoffs because you're hurt. It's how the cookie crumbles sometimes. Moving on, this is tomorrow's games. We only got 2 today. We got 3 tomorrow and 1 on Monday. Starting Sunday, January 16th at 2022, the Philadelphia Eagles are taking on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in Tampa. That'll be at 1 o'clock Eastern Time on Fox. The spread for this game is Tampa Bay 8.5. And the Buccaneers are injured a little bit. Sean Murphy-Bunting, Lavonte David, that's a big name. Carlton Davis. But I don't think it's going to matter, personally. The Eagles are really good. They're really good. Jalen Hurts is very good. Eagles had a great season. I got to give them props. Nobody thought the Eagles were going to be where they are right now. I didn't think the Eagles were going to be where they are right now. I found it offensive when the Eagles beat my Carolina Panthers, personally. But yeah, the Eagles are a good team. Jalen Hurts is a better quarterback than we all thought. But, like, it's the playoffs, and it's Tom Brady. Good season, Eagles fans. You got 3 first-round draft picks. You have 3 first-round draft picks. Eagles fans, just be happy to be here. Because it's Tom Brady. Like, it's the playoffs. Tom Brady's going to do Tom Brady things, you know. But good season, boys. Devontae Smith, Jalen Hurts, a good future. Great future. 3 first-round draft picks. I wouldn't even be against, if I was an Eagles fan, I wouldn't even be against us trading away one of the 3 first-round draft picks they have. Because, like I said, you got 3 of them. Might as well trade one away and get a surefire thing instead of potentially getting a bust out of the draft, you know. But keep the other 2, though. 2 first-round draft picks is insane. 3 first-round draft picks is absolutely mental. That's absolutely insane. Moving on to 4:30 p.m. on CBS. I think this should be the night game, personally. But it's the San Francisco 49ers traveling to Dallas to take on the Dallas Cowboys. Like I said, 4:30 on CBS. And the Cowboys, they need a good team. Good team. I think they are, like, completely full. Like, maybe a receiver, maybe a safety, interior defensive line. I mean, those are the only, like, minor weak points I can find on the Dallas team, personally. The Cowboys have good receivers, but inconsistency at the receiver position is what I see with the Cowboys. They need to spread the ball around in the backfield. In the backfield, they mainly target Ezekiel Elliott, and they do that. The San Francisco 49ers, that pass rush, with their rush attack, they're gonna eventually stop Ezekiel Elliott. They need to spread the ball around in the backfield. They need to get the ball to Tony Pollard more. I think if they can get the ball to Ezekiel Elliott and Tony Pollard in the same game and spread the ball out, spread targets, I think it's going to be a great game. I think Cowboys could win if they do that. One matchup that I want to highlight is Deebo Samuel versus Trayvon Diggs. I think that's going to be a great matchup. Trayvon Diggs, obviously one of the better cornerbacks this season. One of the better seasons from a cornerback we've seen in a while. I mean, obviously Jalen Ramsey, but, you know, it's Jalen Ramsey. But Trayvon Diggs, he's played really well. He has the interception lead. I think it's 11 interceptions. I don't have that number on my paper, but I think I'm right, personally. It's a historic matchup between 2 teams that have seen each other in the playoffs a lot. So we'll see how it shakes off this time. And typically the winner of this game finds themselves in the Super Bowl. That's the history in the playoffs, when these 2 teams face off in the playoffs. But I don't know about that this year. We'll just have to see how the bracket falls out. But my pick for this game is going to be the Dallas Cowboys. I think the Dallas Cowboys take a close one in Dallas over San Francisco. Moving on to the night game, Sunday Night Football. Pittsburgh Steelers traveling to Missouri to take on the Kansas City Chiefs at 8:15 on NBC. And I'm not going to lie to y'all, I am not excited for this game at all. I'm just not. I hope I'm wrong because I want it to be a good game. But, like, come on, boys. Like, I just don't know what to say. Because the Steelers, they don't really have much to lose. But if you really think about it, they also don't have much to gain. Because even if they do find some way to win this game, if the Pittsburgh Steelers find some way, somehow, to pull out a win in Kansas City, they're going to have to play the Tennessee Titans with Derrick Henry next week. And they're not winning that. They're not winning that. The Tennessee Titans are a great team. Obviously, Tannehill. I think Tannehill is one of the most underrated quarterbacks in the league. I think people think he's overrated. But I think he's underrated because I think Tannehill is very good. I think his decision making is questionable sometimes, but he can get rid of the ball really fast, and his legs have proven successful. He's proven successful on the ground. He's proven successful in the air. I think he's a good quarterback. Off topic. This is going to be Big Ben's last game because I'm not even going to hide it. My pick is Kansas City, and it's not even close for me. The spread is, I think, 8.5. I think something like that. It's an 8.5, 9, maybe 7. I don't know. For some reason, I didn't put that on my sheet, but the Steelers are without Juju Smith-Schuster, and Najee Harris is questionable, and they're playing the Kansas City Chiefs. And they're gonna have to play the Tennessee Titans next week if they win. I just don't think they can do it. I don't think they stand a chance. I think Kansas City takes this game easily. I think it's going to be the worst playoff game of the year. I think Tampa Bay Philadelphia is going to be better than this game personally. I think Philadelphia is better than Pittsburgh. So there's that. Anyway, moving on. Monday, January 17th, 2022, the last game is Arizona Cardinals at Los Angeles Rams. It's going to be the last game of Super Wild Card Weekend at 8:15 on ABC on Monday. Both teams have a lot of questionable players. The most notable of those players is the Arizona running back, James Conner. That is going to change a lot for Arizona. It's going to change the way their offense flows, but I think Kyler Murray and D-Hop, I think they're still going to handle business the way they need to, unless Jalen Ramsey can absolutely lock down DeAndre Hopkins. That's going to be a great matchup. Jalen Ramsey versus D-Hop. Oh, my. Spread for this game is Los Angeles by 4. These are two of the top 4 most talented teams in the NFC. Probably two of the most top 4 talented teams in the league. Rams are complete on both sides of the football. I think the Cardinals are too. I think they could use a better running back than James Conner, but I think James Conner still fills the role very well. But all in all, they get the job done. No, they win games. And that's all you really need, is to win games. So, they were undefeated at one point in the year, then they lost to the Packers, who were obviously the best team in the NFC. Still don't think the Packers are winning the NFC because Aaron Rodgers is incapable of winning an NFC championship game. That's not even a joke. That's like an actual thing. He's just incapable of it. This game will come down to the fourth quarter. This is probably going to be the best one, potentially. I think Bengals Raiders is going to be a good one, but I think the Rams Cardinals, I think it's going to be good. It's going to come down to the fourth quarter. It's going to come down to the final minute, potentially. And at the end of the day, it's going to be quarterback versus quarterback. And when it's quarterback versus quarterback, Matthew Stafford is good, obviously. I think a lot of people will love Matthew Stafford. He's very good. He's very good decision-making, very good pocket presence. But Kyler Murray is Kyler Murray. You know, I'm taking K1 in that fight. And due to that, I'm going to take the Arizona Cardinals. Because at the end of the day, in the fourth quarter, it could very well come down to quarterback versus quarterback. And I'm going to take Kyler Murray. Well, there are my picks. It's the Arizona Cardinals. It's my in-depth analysis of Super Wild Card Weekend. It's a great weekend, live football. 2 playoff teams that they did get talked about, but they didn't get mentioned. The Packers and the Titans obviously have bye weeks, so they're not playing this weekend. So going back over my picks real quick. Raiders, Bengals, I'm taking the Bengals. Patriots, Bills, I'm taking the Bills. Eagles, Bucks, I'm taking the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. 49ers, Cowboys, I'm taking Dallas. Pittsburgh, Chiefs, I'm taking Kansas City. And Los Angeles Rams, Arizona Cardinals, I'm taking Arizona Cardinals. And I'm going to do something that I hadn't planned on doing, but I just talking a little bit, started spitballing, and now I think it's a good idea. I'm going to rank what games I think are going to be the best, and we're going to see how it comes out. I can rank them by enjoyment afterwards and see how they match up. So that's what I'm going to do. I think the best game, I think Rams-Cardinals for number 1. I think Bengals-Raiders for number 2. It's a close one, though, but I think those are going to be the 2 best. It's a close one. Cowboys-Niners. So far we've got Rams-Cardinals 1, Bengals, Raiders 2, Cowboys, Niners 3, Bills, Patriots 4, Bucks, Eagles 5, and Chiefs, Steelers 6, because Steelers don't stand a chance. So that's it. That's what I've got. Super Wild Card Weekend. Let it commence. It begins today, 4:30, with the Raiders Bengals, who, like I just said, is probably going to be the second best game of the weekend. But it's a good weekend. A lot of football. A lot of playoff football. So yeah, enjoy the games. Enjoy life. I'm out. Peace.